go. Do we want to get rid of the corners? I don't think so. We don't really need to get rid of the corners just yet. Make sure I use the same block type right there. So I'm trying to get the building walls set up first. And I want it to be a main part of the front area that we've got right here, because it'd be very nice to see. Right, so let's see. We've also got a lot of room up here that we need to start using. Now, I could put a tower right here, and I think I definitely will. But once again, we still need to get the selection done right. The tower needs to be squared off, and then we'll be able to shape it with outside blocks. So if we go ahead and get the rubber right here, make sure it's about the same shape. I'm thinking 10 by 10 is pretty good, but that's too wide for the area. 9 by 9 might be good, but if we start from this selection, I shouldn't use both mice. Mice? Meese? I'm going to be careful right now because the game's going to do the same thing that it did with this. So I've got to be very careful with my selections now. Especially when not using the left and right mouse button, because there are a few bugs that exist there. Oh! Okay. I nearly did something wrong there. Right, so that's 9. And then we get rid of this, and it should be 10 across. We just double check that fact. Yep, it in fact is. So there we go. We've got our little tower selection right here. And we'll probably have another doorway around there, which is really good to see. So there we go. We got our little connections right here. We might want to get rid of that. Let's get rid of this tree, because it's going to get in the way. There we go. If we just get rid of that tree. Oh, am I going to get the selection right there? Beautiful. Now, we'll play a little bit more Stonehearth while we're doing it, you know. Got to play Stonehearth. I like the idea of that. We need to get some more cloth as well. Got to play as well. I might add, I also, like, spat everywhere when I said that. Was absolutely brutal. Right, if we just go ahead and get a lot of cloth. So we will want to go ahead and make ourselves some... Oh, wow. Got some upgraded worker outfits right here, which is really nice to see. Hopefully they're actually using those. What's that? A padded vest. Padded vest, even. I'm looking forward to there being water. Oh, yeah, that's another thing they showcased. Water, which is looking really good as well. Or at least it's working. It will, like, flow into empty blocks as well. Imagine this is like a water pool. If you delete this, water's going to flow into it. So it's pretty good to see. You can actually make your own moats, which is really nice. I'm not too sure if there are any interactions yet, though, like fishermen and that lot, but it's mostly a proof of concept. So I'm looking forward to that. Alpha 10's looking very promising. But, like I said, I'm primarily concerned about stability right now. I'm looking forward to possible... I'm not just sure exactly what they've got in plan. I always look back at their log, but it's not exactly detailed. It just says... You know, like, we're X amount done until we get to this thing, which isn't specified exactly, if that makes sense. Which also makes sense, because you don't really want to promise anything. You don't want to promise the world to people. If we go ahead, and do we want to use the stone base? I like the idea of using a stone base for our first layer, and then we can, like, use the corners as, like, wood or something. Oh, no, I forgot. We've got to go ahead and actually make our walls as well, don't we? So if we go ahead and use up a darker wood right here, just so that we can differentiate the main building. So if we do that, we want to get rid of this as well, because it's got to be part of the main building. We want there to be a door there. Actually, we can probably make this poke out a little bit. I like the idea of that. If we get rid of this 3x3 right there, then what we can do is we can have this go along. It smells really good outside. Before I close the window, how am I still smelling like cut grass? I might add, best smell in the world. I'm not gonna lie. It's a really, really good smell, cut grass. Is that gonna work? It actually won't work because the way the walls construct their way around is gonna be really awkward. If we get rid of these corners, excuse me, if we get rid of the corners, then it should work. Right, what we'll do is we'll just use this to build into it. There we are, very nice. This might not work, actually. It should work. Because I'm going to set all these as walls, and that'll be how it fixes itself. So hopefully, fingers crossed, nothing bad happens. We will probably have a few conflicts with the walls, like on these areas. So we've probably got to watch out for that. Got to watch out, man. Bad things are going to happen. Oh, saved again. Beautiful. Right, okay. So now if we just keep going. So we got like a nice block going on right here. What we need to do is get rid of these corners, because that's where we want the walls, and the walls always go one out. So if we just gonna get, well, we'll do that in a second. Let's make sure this is actually going to be set up first. We also want this wall to actually stick out a little bit. And we could probably have this connect. Now that I think about it. We get rid of these. Oh. I want to do this fairly slowly. You know. Give the game a break. Don't want to, you know, put too much strain on it. Oh. That's a wrong tool right there. There we go. And we just have this connect up. Now we put some more pathways. We can still have a bunch of benches in that lot, but primarily it's going to be like a cool little doorway. Probably right there. If the doorway is going to be there, I want to get rid of this. There we are, because that way a doorway can go free across. It'll be a very small door, but it should be fine. It's a very big town hall now that I think about it. It's going to be the biggest building right here. It's going to be a kind of an eyesore, actually. It sort of does the work a little bit. But anyway, it's actually going to be quite awkward to do because the outside wall there is a... Well, no, it won't be. We'll use blocks to connect it up to the actual ground level, so it should be fine. Also, I need to cut this tree down because it's in the way. I said to myself, ain't going to be too big. Look at this. I'm probably a little... I'm being a little bit overzealous with my designs right now. Alright, if we just go out by an extra little bit right here, I think that'd be pretty cool. And then what we do is... Oh, we don't want to do that. Get rid of that. Never listen to the cutting sounds. Actually very nice. Quite authentic. Right, so we'll leave that bit to stick out by itself. What we'll do now is we will have this large selection right here in the back, which will also probably end up being hooked up on the end right here. Very nice. We'll do this. There we are. I think that's quite nice. What we can do is we'll probably do the same thing over here, but I don't think I need to. I think this is probably perfect shape. Well, this is a perfect shape. So now what we should do is get rid of these corners right here. We want to make sure we do it diagonally. Actually, no, we want to make sure we do it like this. We don't necessarily need to... No, we do. It's going to be awkward. Okay, so this is going to be quite difficult to actually do. I think that's right. Alright, we want to do it from here first. There we go. And then we go across like this. The reason we're doing this, once again, because the walls will automatically create themselves in an awkward way if they are connected to the main building. Or at least they should, anyway. This is when it's actually all fine. If it is all fine, then we can just back up and go back onto it. So there we go. Looks really weird now, but we got a connection. Does it look like anything strange? I mean, like, what's it look like right now? Maybe there's a guy doing a really weird thumbs up. Or maybe it's a dude. You got his nose. You got like a top hat or something there. Or maybe it's a mouth. We got a chin as well. There's a lot going on. I'm trying to see if I can see anything that's a bit humorous, to say the least. We want to go for the Tudor housing design. Oh dear. I won't lie, that's quite interesting. Oh no, I've done it wrong. I just realized I need to set this as walls. Can we back up from there? No? It's fine, I'll just go on to a save. It might mean that it probably won't... Oh no, it was exactly the right point to save. That's fantastic. So we just load back there. I forgot to set it as a road. There we go. This is why auto-saving is amazing. You got a little bit of cloth on your head there. No, if I could get that off you. No, I'm trying to help you. No, he's gone. He's retreated back into his cave. He loves that thing. He loves it like his unborn child. He's looking at me with such intent now. It's great. It's fantastic. I've not actually been following what the time is, so... I'm trying to make an hour long. Apparently I've missed... What the hell? You know, I'll ignore that for the time being. We got some messages right here. If we just move them to one side. There we are. If I was professional, I would not let you see all the loading. But I'm not professional. So hopefully this these walls actually work the... Well, the floor actually works the way I want it to. I think that's working the way I want it to, so we'll just go ahead and get that sorted out. I'm hoping that it just creates the floor. If it doesn't, we might have a few issues. And we'll have to make the walls ourselves. I mean, we really can't, because I want to go ahead and use the doorways now of it. It won't work if I'm using blocks. Right, so if I use this again... Yeah, it's not working properly. Looks cool. I won't lie there. I mean, it looks kind of cool for some reason. But it's not right. I could just delete those. Doesn't go all the way up, though, which doesn't help. And it doesn't get everything as well, which also doesn't help. We could use the automatic feature, but I think it might look kind of weird. I think we'll have to, won't we? Let's try. Let's see what happens if we do make the blocks first. I'll go back on the save first, just because it's a bit awkward otherwise. No? Don't want to... Okay. So this save's bugged out now. Fine, we'll just go ahead and try it on a different build. There we go. No, okay. Let's go back on a save. There we go. Let's go back before anything bad happens. Now, hopefully we can use the doorways, but I really think we can't. Also, we won't be able to have our plastered walls. So we'll probably have to use the other option of building our walls, which is not the automatic way. I know there's the other way. I'll show you in a minute. I don't know what you would call it. But there's a sort of a manual build tool. It's just really bad. Because it only sets itself to a specific distance between pillars. Or at least the last time I used it, it was. So you couldn't really get a proper selection. And also the corners, it wouldn't select properly. So we're going to have a little bit of a hard time. We can work around it, though. Just want to get rid of that. There we go. Right, so if I wanted to go ahead and click on this. And if I could just build right here. There we go. Sure, why not? Actually, I'll get rid of that because that might conflict with something. Right, and then we go to our doorways. No, we can't have mirrors or mirrors? I mean, windows or doors. So there we go. We know now that it won't work. So we have to use the doorways. Alright, so if we want to just go ahead and reselect the corners right here. If we want to go to our blocks. I believed I used this. Oh, dear. We're having some bugs once again, so I'm just going to go out and back in. Okay, and I'm back. I ended up trying to make the walls. It kept bugging out, so I had to try and sort of find a few ways to actually make this. And unfortunately, it just doesn't work. It will only make it on ground level, which is a bit weird. I'm trying to figure out how the hell I made this, to be honest with you. I'm not just sure if maybe I built this up first. It might have been what happened. I can't really remember, to be honest with you. It's a bit strange. I'm trying to come up with how to do this. And my main conclusion is that I just can't make this front platform, which is probably it's the main part of it, to be honest with you. That was sort of the main point. It was meant to have a cool little platform. It was meant to look different in comparison to the rest of the building. So it looks like we won't be able to have doors or windows for that matter, which I think kind of makes it pointless. So I'm just figuring out whether I should really continue with it or just sort of make it out of normal blocks. I'm probably going to go ahead and make it out of normal blocks and see what it's going to look like. It's probably a better idea, to be honest with you, because this ain't doing it for me. Or at least ain't working whatsoever. So I think that's what I'm going to do. We're just going to have to pretend there are windows there. It's something we can't do. Windows won't work with the blocks. We can have, well, windows and doors. We can have windows right here, but it won't go any higher up. Maybe if I make a second block level, but then again, we won't be able to use doors anyway. I mean, also this functionality does actually work now. We can actually make a block house of it if we really wanted to, but we don't want to do it. So what I'll do is I'll go back to... Actually, I don't need to go back. I had to save a bunch of different templates in order to get this to work. So if I just if I just remove these. There we go. We'll just remove both of them. And then we'll go over here. And I think it is pull base. There we go. See if we just get this connected. Unfortunately, I've got to do the parts around here now as well, which probably is going to bug out because that's what it's been doing before. Nope, it didn't bug out. Okay, that's amazing. That is fantastic. So we'll get this sorted out. I don't actually have much time left. I've just realized that. I've been recording for longer than I thought. So I'm probably going to skip most of this, unfortunately. I don't really need to muck around too much. This needs to be bigger as well. I feel like this connection needs to just stretch out a little bit more. There we are. Do I want to go further? Tell you what, I need that to go out further as well, actually. Yeah, it looks a bit weird otherwise. Oh yeah, and we'll continue to... Actually, yeah, this bit's going to need to come out further anyway. There we go. I wanted to connect to that doorway. The doorways are just going to be holes as well. That's something I've got to mention with you. I've got to talk about. So windows and doors are just going to end up looking like holes. And maybe they'll have something going around them, like a different block color or something, just to help, well, differentiate the doorways and hallways. Just I don't know, it's not really going to look too great in that regard, because we don't really have a different number of shapes and blocks and entities being used. So it's going to end up looking a bit just like, well, just a bunch of blocks being put together, really. But it's fine. We'll see what it looks like. I think that's mostly why I'm doing this. I want to see how far we can really go with this. So let's see. What we want to do is we want to make the corners here out of this block, being this sort of brownish block right here. We don't really need to do it here. So we'll get rid of that. And this bit as well, we don't need to. Like, this entire corner bit right here is actually something we don't need to bother with too much. What we'll do is we will get rid of that. We'll go along here until we get to these corners, and they'll be just made out of wood. Well, grey brick, anyway. And then we'll do the same over here. Oh, what happened? Oh, there's a tree in the way. Okay, that is fine. You can't really see these corners, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to let people have the ability to see them by just going out a little bit. Same here. We don't need one there. It's going to be really awkward to do unless I get the corners done first. There we go. So if I just do them first, then I know really what I'm getting myself into. I want them to be darker, darker wood color as well. And then the rest of it end up being a dark wood as well, along with that. There we are. Along here. How far up do we want this to go? I feel like the first floor needs to be about 4 blocks high. We will get something underneath this. Well, the wall should really be going underneath that anyway, so we should be fine there. That's actually too high up. There we go. I want to be 4 up, ends up being 5. Actually, 5 up seems to be a good amount. Actually, a good amount. Probably wanted to be a little bit further, actually. Don't want it to be too small, because it's quite a large building. So we'll see what it looks like with 5. That's not 5. There we go. We'll do the same here. It's not completely symmetrical, like I said before. Try and make it a little bit random. Oh. Don't need that block there. Won't be able to see it anyway. Oh. Where'd these grids come from? Just appeared out of nowhere. Maybe I clicked a button. I didn't really click anything, so I don't think that's the case. Right, here we go. Just show a little bit of this. Right, yeah, this bit's fine. So what I would like here is this bit to be a complete doorway. So what we'll do is we will probably just go along like this. I'm going to be using a different color type for these doorways. I think that's a bit too big, but it's going to do. It's going to have to do. Right, and along here, we'll do the same thing. I'm able to see most of these, actually. That's fine. Yep, that looks pretty good to me. What we'll end up doing, I think, is actually going out a little bit here. There we are. Just so the doorway is significant. There we go, I like that. And then we'll go out with the normal blocks. And we'll probably turn these into the proper color as well. Actually, I've ended up turning all of that into proper color. Actually, I don't think that's a bad idea. That's not bad looking. We could do the same thing as well. We can go out by one more. But instead, we can go across like that. I guess it might be popping out a bit too much now. But well, we want people to know it's the entrance. There we go. Right, as for this bit, we'll do the same thing. Because they're corners. Oh. Okay, I thought I ended up putting something in the wrong place then. That's fine. Did not happen. It's a shame we can't use windows and doors. They're sort of rattling in my brain right now. Probably won't be able to finish this completely, like I said. And we'll get this corner right here. Lovely. I've still got quite a lot left to do. I That corner there is fine, isn't it? Yeah. Get rid of that block. And that's good. Oh no, there's a block in the way there. Oh, another one there. I'm screwing up right now. Can't have none of this. Oh, okay, I'm screwing up bad right now, actually. Just put that down right there. I don't want to end up deleting, like, doing that deleting stuff because there's, you know, it might start bugging out if that happens. Right, so now we'll go to this selection right here and make sure we can get these corners filled out with these. Actually, that doesn't make sense once again because that corner should really be made out of the wood. Same with this bit, actually. If anything, yeah, it should be. And what we'll do is we'll have it follow this design. But actually, we won't have this bit. There we go. Right, now we can do this. Do you want it be made out of brick like that? I don't think that was meant to be the case. It was most to be... Oh yeah, we should really be using the white blocks actually, yeah. The Tudor. We just want the first layer to be made out of that. There we go. So we'll do that. There we go. Help differentiate the bottom layers. What we'll actually do is we'll make the complete bottom layer, not the complete bottom layer, but most of the bottom layer out of this type of stuff. And what I'm going to do, because you seem to get the gist of what I'm doing, so I'm going to go off and do these walls and then come back and show you what we've done.